Hey YouTube, welcome to the channel. My name is Bon and I am a ICT charter student class of 2021. Welcome to my trading channel where I'll be documenting my trading journey for 2024. I've been testing out OBS and seeing how it records and if the frame rate drops, and we've been dropping quite a bit, you know. So today we're gonna do our first video of 2024 in our new channel, and we're gonna be mostly doing chart work with screenshots and not using the TradingView app directly, because it gets pretty laggy and the frame rate drops, and hopefully you guys can bear with me on that. So where is our standing currently? We are on our way to getting the 100K funding from TFT, and I'm on the 100K Royal Challenge, where our target here is at 8%, and we've been as high as 6.6%, and from then on we've been trading pretty steadily and surely, slowly, you know. But at the end of the year here last week, we all know what this is, right guys? We've been here before. I was really wanting to get that last 2% to reach our target before the end of the year, and I kind of just, you know, put my trading model and my risk management model that we've been building all the way over here kind of to the sidelines, and I got punished pretty bad for it. And right now we're pretty much back at break even in the beginning, right on time, you know, because this is kind of like a blessing in disguise, because now we get to do this together and I get to meet you guys. So the goal for this channel and this year is that we're gonna document all of our trading here, and we're gonna keep ourselves accountable, you know, with sticking to our trade model and risk management model. Because if I trade all of my trade from now on, I have to come back here and talk about it on the channel. So that is to avoid over trading, and to avoid that we might as well just stick to the trade model and stick to the risk management model and make this journey as easy for ourselves as possible, right guys? So the dashboard for TFT sometimes doesn't have the data that I want and I like and I need, and their equity curve is based on each day. That's why I made the spreadsheet to keep track of my trades on a trade-to-trade basis right here. And we have other data that I want to keep as we go on this journey. The number that we're going to start with is at 97, because that is the moment where I kind of stopped myself from this rampage and recompose myself. So that's what we're gonna use as our starting point from now on. And from then we had 4 trades so far from last week that we're gonna be taking a look at in this video. So let's look at our last trades of the year from last week. If you look at my channel name, you know that I trade the ICT market maker model. That is the model that I employ on every trade that I take. I look at that model as a framework, right? And it's the same for this trade right here. It's a buy on euro dollar, and the first thing I look at is where is price gravitating to, right? And what is the draw on liquidity on the high time frame? And if you look at this purple line I drew out, we had daily liquidity on the buy side, and right above that we have another daily wick CE right here. So that was my draw going into this session right here. I came into this session around here in London, and I saw that with GBP we made a SMT right here. The euro went lower while GBP did not. The sauce for this model for me is to find the cleanest PD arrays on the right time frame, right? So when I looked into the chart here in the beginning, I was in the lower time frame. I was on the 3 minute, the 5 minute, and 1 minute, and all this back and forth, back and forth, back and forth here. It looked like chaos on the lower time frame, and I finally found this time frame here on the 10 minute where I was comfortable with the PD arrays that were presented to me, and I came up with the two most important PD arrays in this fractal. For me, it was this CB and this reclaim order block. And what I used here is that reclaim order block here. I used that to go on a buy after we took out this high and this equal lows. I saw that as a market structure shift to go higher towards the draw here, which is the daily buy side and the daily wick CE. So I entered here using this reclaim order block as the PD array, and I placed my stop below this CB here that we use as inverse. We also can couple that with the new PD arrays on this side here. It looks like a mess here. That's why I needed these PD arrays to pair it with. We have order block that digs into this order block, which makes this a propulsion block. But this order block also digs into this order block, so this is also a propulsion block. So we have two propulsion blocks here in what would be a very messy lower time frame fractal in here. So I had to use these clean PD arrays here on the high time frame to anchor my buy on. Price eventually went up to the target, which is the buy side here and the daily wick here, and it went even higher. But our trade idea just ended here, which where I got out. So this is our second trade of that day, coming off of this buy from London session. And now that we're here in New York session, we're looking at British pound instead, because for British pound we had more buy side liquidity above us as draw, and we've been coming up. This is a Friday, and price has been expanding all week. So TGIF is always a possibility. And I was waiting to see what the 8:30 news would do, to see if it's gonna offer any possibility of doing a TGIF short, or is it gonna do something else. And 8:30 news dropped here, and we had an expansion higher here after the news, and we came back into this breaker and this 1 hour busy here. See this low, high, lower low, and a break. This is the breaker, and after we reached the breaker we had a nice move up. So at that point I was thinking maybe we might be targeting this buy side before we activate our TGIF coming down, right? So when we went up here, I used this CB as a possible inverse to go higher. That's why I got long, and I put my stop here below this fair value gap and this fair value gap, and we had this breaker that was already in the works. But price proved itself that it wants to go down right here. It took me out using this CB here. So I waited a little bit more, and we saw this placement down right here. At this point I'm thinking that okay, TGIF might be on the way and we might be targeting this level down here. Again, with the inverse levels, you know, the PD arrays that we find and we think that is going to offer a price to go higher or lower. If that idea fails, we can use it to go in the opposite direction, right? And that's what we did. Here I went short to mitigate. Back again to this breaker here. Low, high, lower low, break, and came to this breaker to go up. Here, this breaker. That was what I was interested in going short, because it was coupled with the CB right here. So I entered here on the range of this breaker, and I placed my stop above this CB and this breaker. And we had quite a bit of a retracement up here, pretty deep, but eventually price melted down and came to target here, which is just above this rejection block and right here at this old busy that I targeted. And this short mitigated this long right there. And now we're going to be looking at our last trade of the year, which is this GBP buy from December 27, which is this one right here, using the same framework, which is the market maker framework. And what is our draw for this trade? I had marked out from earlier equal highs from the previous day, and we also have buy side liquidity up here. Price opened at midnight and consolidated here, moving away down away from my draw. So I was looking at the lower price around here and wanted to see what PD arrays are there that we can possibly use to bounce up. And there was a 1 hour busy right here from yesterday, and price digged into it and aggressively moved away, breaking this high and this high. So I found myself in the charts around here. At this point I was looking at, okay, we had a low here and we have a draw here. This might be the smart money reversal right here, set in. So right now I wanted to find a PD array that I could enter on. So what I found was this down close candle, and I draw that out in time. This is a reclaim order block coupled with this busy. That's the two PD arrays that I used as my entry model. And I placed my stop down here, 10 pips, targeting this equal highs. And price had an initial good reaction off of this busy, and it moved away, but it broke right here. And I was away from the chart, so I didn't notice. But I had my stop loss right here, and price came back just here, about half a pip away from my stop. And if we look at the 3 PD array rules that Michael taught us, right? If 3 PD arrays are broken, then your ass is gone, right? We had how many PD arrays here? We had 1, this busy, 2 was here, this order block, and the 3rd one was here, this breaker. And my stop loss was covered by all of that, and eventually price came back up, targeting this equal highs right here, created even more equal highs before retracing back into this busy, and eventually hitting target here. I got out on a market order right here as we hit this buy side, and price had a bit of a retracement before continuing even more on this buy side right here. So with these 4 trades, where is our current standing right now? We started here at 97 because that is where I recomposed myself after this run of bad trades right here, abandoning my trade model and abandoning the risk management model. We started here, and these 4 trades put us up back at 98,740, which equals 1.25% down. So yeah, we're on our way back up. Yeah, that's where we are currently on this challenge. We're currently down 1.25% on the account. Big picture, not a big deal at all. This challenge has no time limit, so there's no need to rush. We can just take this easy, take it slow, just as we have been here before this lapse of focus here. Continue doing the same thing that we've been doing. Employ the trading model and employing the risk management model. As we see each other more in the upcoming weeks, we're gonna go more in depth with my personal risk management plan and how I approach it. Thanks for joining me on this journey, guys, and hopefully we see each other again pretty soon. Stay safe. See you guys.